In my latest LEGO City update, I'm going to talk a little bit about modulars and my thinking behind how I place them, and show you some of the updates that I've done since my last LEGO City update. I've been moving the modulars around quite a bit. Wasn't really happy with how I had it before. There was just always something that, this building felt a little bit out of place, and then I moved it, and then another building felt out of place, and so I've been rearranging quite a bit, and I'm just going to talk through some of the changes. Right here in the center, you'll see the carousel, and I've had it for a while, but I've never actually put it in my city. I always kind of had it as a standalone on a shelf, and it was cute to look at, but I never put it in the city, and I thought, what, I'm gonna make a big park and try it out, see what it looks like, and it's not too bad. I think what I'll do is obviously make a lot more landscaping. I'd like to surround it with a bit of trees, some fencing, make it look like a proper park. I like the idea of sort of replicating this tree that I've made in the back there, and just having more of those around, with some protective guardrails from the road to the park itself. Maybe some pedestrian zone over here where I can maybe put some market stalls up in time when it's convenient. So yeah, I thought that might be an interesting feature. Doesn't really obstruct, it doesn't look too out of place, and it's something that I can take out and replace with something else at another time. It's like a traveling circus, who knows. Okay, over here I have a modular that I made. It was from the LEGO neighborhood book, and I did this a little while ago, maybe a couple years ago. I did a few modifications on it, added a door on the second floor, and added some lights, maybe some flowers out front. I raised it up a little bit higher than it is in the instructions, but I think that looks kind of good. It looked good next to the fire hall because of the red and the gray color tones, and just kind of that sort of industrial looking type of building. Over in this big gap over here, I'm still working on some thoughts about how I'm going to fill this in. I need to do it with steps and probably a bit of landscaping, just to connect that upper deck with this one below. And I'll probably be working on that over April, just to fill that in. So I've redone the bridge area. That whole half base plate has moved over, and I think it works a lot better because I like how the tunnel lines up better with the town hall above, and it's not sort of off center anymore, and that was really annoying me. So I've fixed that and added some posters along there as well, which I'll backlight once all of the buildings are in definite position. I'll start to plug some of them in again, but for now, no lighting, not when I'm moving things so much. So greengrocer up there, town hall, grand emporium, and I've made something new. I'm just gonna try to go over here. Made a little Lego store on the end, which you can see on the very right. Yeah, just a little Lego store mock, which every town needs a Lego store, right? Going over here, you can see the back of the diner with the the parking lot and Tread's tuning garage. So that is where my trap door is, where I can easily pop up over there and do some building, do some dusting, and that works out pretty well. Everything is stuck on it, so there's no chance of those cars rolling off into my face, which is always handy. So okay, we've got Market Street, the Parisian restaurant, and the corner cafe. And I like this little area here because it's it's sort of a car-free zone. Car can get there if it needs to, but it's a nice place to sort of have some outdoor eating. You don't want to have like exhaust fumes in your face while you're having your really nice French meal. So I think also the chef might get some of his produce at the Market Street guy right there. And again, we've got the hotel, which is always handy to have near a train station. So anyone coming to visit the city will have a, they don't have to go too far to have a nice place to stay. Although there's no furniture in that modular, so they'll probably be sleeping on the floor. Going over here, got the brick bank, which is probably one of my favorite modulars. It's just so nice. I love it. I don't know. When I built it, it was the second one that I ever built. And as I was building it, I was just like, this is just brilliant. I love it. I love it. I especially loved the laundromat next door and how there was the money laundering going on. I thought that was just such a clever little story. So next to that, the pool hall and the barber shop, and then the police station. And I like this combination because, well, first of all, I like how there's a police officer getting their hair cut in Owls. I like how there's a little bit of crime going on in the pool hall and also at the laundromat. So yeah, it's kind of a fun little area. So diner in the back, and then this is where the city sort of splits into left and right, having a nice river down the center. And I'm still going to build something up along this riverbank. Of course, this is all work in progress. So ideas come and they go, and I change my mind and try things out and see how they work. But for now, it's just a wall at the minute. Got some more posters under the bridge, which a backlight as well. And still got some more rock work to do. Still got my boats back there. I've moved the Palace Cinema over to this side of the city, and it's next to a train station. And if I just back up, I just really liked how the perspective of the corner cafe and the cinema just kind of lined up like that. I thought that was nice. And also the red really ties in with the red of the Ghostbusters house as well. And it has that height, because the Ghostbusters house is quite large, takes up a base plate and a half, and it's quite tall. But when you sort of have it on a big section of street like that, it works all right. So it's not next to anything. It's kind of a feature piece, and the colors I think work really well together. Just gonna move down here. And I like this line of sight going down, so, this really nice street here, got the Ecto, getting up to the train station. Back there is where I've got Assembly Square, which if I just pan over here, you can see. So Assembly Square right over there, and next to just a small townhouse mock that I've done. And then the corner garage. So, some of these sets really need to have road access, and, I wasn't going to move the ones that, needed that sort of access. But I think that works pretty well. Next to the corner garage, I've moved the pet shop and the townhouse. And I like how you've got, you can buy your pets here and then take them to the vets over here. So pets and vets together. And then next to this, I think the Birch bookshop looks really good, sort of in this area. Because it's slightly, residential, slightly quiet shops, like, little pet shop, little bookstore. And then on the very end is, that little townhouse, which is short enough to work with my crooked ceilings here. And I think that works well. Of course, there's my wall to Diagon Alley, and of course, if you've not seen my videos before, it's hidden in behind, and app controlled. So, you know, once I open up the doors here, you get a really great view of Diagon Alley. And, you know, in my opinion, how I like to do things is like, well, it's a hidden alley, like, let's hide it. So that was my thinking behind that. Okay, so just wrapping up, I think I'm happy with the layout now, which means I can start to do some of the final touches, which is, you know, finishing up some of the sort of aqueduct sort of style I've got going on over here, finish up a lot of this, you know, the fencing that I have that goes around the city, got to be safe, and looking forward to, you know, working on this area, looking forward to making loads of trees, and I'm looking forward to filling this hole and seeing what becomes of that. And then once that's done, I can, you know, again finish more of the edging around here, and of course do something with an underground train station.